Hey everybody, welcome back to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Sonofasilverstacker. In today's supplemental numismatic news and information for the 28th day of February 2025, we have a very sensitive topic to talk about, and today's political environment is definitely going to be included in this video. Something's happened, and I was thinking, should I do this video? Should I not do this video? Typically, I don't really get involved with things like this, but I think this one's big enough to probably have to, well, I wouldn't be the best U.S. Mint news channel if I didn't take on this story. Now, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I'm just the messenger. If you don't like it, take it up with the U.S. Mint, take it up with the Treasury, take it up with the new administration. Now, let's get to it. We're going to bump over here to X. This is the Treasury Department, and this is 11:27 a.m. this morning, February 28. That was just a couple hours ago now. This morning, the Treasury Department placed a group of individuals at the U.S. Mint on administrative leave and have begun investigating allegations of DEI practices that are contrary to the president's mandate. That's right. So went over here to the Google machine. I put DEI U.S. Mint, and there are some stories on Twitter. We talked about that one. There's this one from the Free Press. That's here. And then there's another one really just kind of irrelevant. So not many stories on this at all, right? It's basically, did it even happen if there's no stories? Now, this particular website has it. It's called the Free Press. It says exclusive, and pretty much that seems profound right now. Inside the U.S. Mint Scramble to conceal DEI personnel. The Bureau has hid its 5 DEI staffers from Trump and then covered up their trail. A whistleblower tells the Free Press. Is by Josh Code, 2/27/2025 under U.S. Politics. And it says here, United States Mint, and then under that, they usually have the Mint emblem, and it says, in DEI we trust. Now it says, the U.S. Mint has hidden its 5 diversity, equity, and inclusion personnel from President Trump's acts. All right. And has even deleted the chief DEI officer's background from its website, a whistleblower has told the Free Press. On January 20, Trump issued an executive order effectively terminating all DEI offices, positions, and programs across the federal government as a whole, right? The U.S. Mint, a division of the U.S. Treasury responsible for manufacturing coins, has employed 5 staffers in its Office of Equity and Inclusion since the department's inception in 2022. All right, on December 3rd, 2024, the OEI office was closed and all 5 staffers were rehomed in other parts of the agency, Mint employee Brian Martin told the Free Press. That's the insider right there. All right, Martin said he is personally aware of these moves because 2 of the staffers have since taken his job. That sometimes happens. Martin, who used to work as a web content manager in the Mint's Public Affairs Department, said 2 DEI officers are now doing the PER duties he once performed, including writing and distributing educational content for children, conducting outreach to schools, and supervising public affairs contractors. On December 29th, he was reassigned to the Sales and Marketing Department. Before he was shifted, Chief Human Capital Officer told him that the move was for efficiency and based solely on the business needs of the Mint, according to an email obtained by the Free Press, right? Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, we don't know. But this definitely needs to be looked into, I would think. This led Martin to register a formal complaint to the Office of Personnel Management, which he shared with the Free Press. What has happened to me over the last few months, he wrote in the complaint, is a prime example of the toxic nature of forcing political values into a federal office and the complete disregard for equal and fair treatment that comes about as a result. This is probably going to get really big, I would imagine. Together, the 5 former DEI staffers at the Mint made $722,755 in 2023, according to the most recently available financial disclosure forms. 3 of the 5 OEI officers were moved to open positions in the 12-strong Department of Public Affairs, where Martin used to work, and there's 3 of them right there. The remaining 2 officers were placed in the Mint's Equal Employment Opportunity Office, that's the EEO, and they're right there. Now it's here, this is Mr. Fish, who formerly served as the Mint's Chief Equity and Inclusion Officer, right? Well, what's strange is that if you go to Dennis Fish's biography page on the U.S. Mint's website, and I guess this is where the controversy is what's really going on here, his previous title as Chief Equity and Inclusion Officer, a post he held since 2022, I guess that was the inception of the office, right? Well, it's gone, right? His title is gone. And it says here that's not by chance. It says here on January 22, 2 days after Trump issued his executive order on DEI, Mint Director Ventris Gibson warned staffers that any changes to DEI personnel descriptions should be reported to the agency. Which agency? I don't know. According to emails Martin shared with the Free Press, and yet 2 days later, a person named Westian, the deputy chief of public affairs, told a web designer who reports to Martin to scrub Fish's DEI experience from the website. That would be part of the description. I think that's what they're probably upset about there. It says here, please edit his bio to delete the second sentence in the opening paragraph. He serves as the Chief of Public Affairs at the U.S. Mint. He originally joined the Mint in 2022 as the Chief Equity and Inclusion Officer. Maybe it was a promotion, right? Let me know when it's accomplished. Apologies for the last-minute request, okay? So the web designer replied, saying Martin would not allow her to make that change, right? After the person here pushed back, saying DEIA references should be removed from our digital channels, Martin responded directly to it, saying, cannot authorize the designer to make that change because editing a bio would be considered an attempt to obscure the connection to DEIA. And there it is. I think that's what it's all about right there. And he says here, editing a bio is different than taking down informational pages. And this is from Mr. Martin, it looks like, as it would be considered an attempt to obscure the connection to DEIA, as stated in the memo. See below. If this action were to take place, we would be obligated to report the violation to both the Treasury and the OPM team, and there could be consequences involved for those making the changes. Okay, makes sense. I mean, I guess he's following the new protocol. It says, therefore, I cannot authorize to make that change. Additionally, we have worked with the blank to remove all OEI content from our website and provided documentation to show changes. This was completed yesterday ahead of schedule. Respectfully, thank you. Later that day, however, Martin received an email from an e-commerce project manager telling him that Fish's DEI experience had been deleted from the site. Yeah, there it is. The magic of computers. No paper trails anymore, right? It says, hi, I received a call this afternoon from Dennis. Earlier, he reached out to blank and blank. Redacted, all right, a lot of that going on lately, asking for an edit to his bio, and she told him no. In your absence, he reached out to me and asked me to make the edit, which I did. Hope I didn't step into things between you and blank, but I feel that that I was in a position not to say no to Dennis. Wait, I think I read that wrong. Hope I didn't step into things between you and blank, but didn't feel that I was in a position to say no to Dennis. Well, when you can't say no, right? You can't say no. I wanted to give you a heads up in case blank notices the change and brings this up. Blank. Okay, that's interesting. 3 days later, Martin reported the deletion of the bio to the office of Ventris Gibson, but never heard back. He said, wow, that's kind of like our friend that reported to the CCAC about some things and never heard back from them either. Wow. Is that a problem with accountability? And maybe, I don't know what's going on with the United States Mint, but it is sure interesting. Martin, who is a father of 7, told me that he served in the military for 12 years and received a Defense Meritorious Service Medal, which is one level below the Purple Heart. He said he is disappointed by the lack of fairness at the United States Mint, which he feels powerless to oppose. That's sad. That's so sad. You feel like if you speak up and you complain that you're jeopardizing your career, well, that's awful not to feel like that at all, right? That's why you should have a union, I would think. Martin told me at a certain point, you have to have those long nights where you can't sleep. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? They tried to go around me, Martin added. It's such a sloppy attempt to hide their behavior. And there's Martin right there. Emails requesting comment from all 5 former DEI Mint officers, as well as these other 2 officers, were not returned. And it says here, these other officers did not reply to messages left on their phones either. And when reached by phone on Thursday, Mint Director Ventris Gibson declined to comment. I guess mum's the word. So this all just went down yesterday, folks. Although all 5 officers were moved in December before Trump issued his executive order, the mandate still applies. It looks like Elias Shapiro, Director of Constitutional Studies at the Manhattan Institute, told the Free Press, the question now is whether or not the 5 former DEI staffers are doing truly new jobs or fake jobs that are a cover for DEI. So, yeah, I guess so. I mean, if that's happening, they need to find out what's going on, right? Are those made-up jobs? Wow. It will depend on what these staffers end up doing. If they continue doing DEI programming, that's blatantly going against the executive order, Shapiro said. If they're somehow retooling, then that's a different matter. But I'm skeptical that they will be, given that they weren't needed for those tasks before. It says the Mint employs 1,700, nearly 1,700 employees across 6 facilities. It is not the first government organization accused of concealing DEI staffers and programming from the Trump administration. Early in the month, the Free Press reported on PBS's attempt to hide 2 senior DEI executives from Trump's executive order, and officers at the National Science Foundation have reportedly removed DEI language from its grants to protect federally funded diversity initiatives from Elon Musk's cost-cutting Doge. In addition to his complaint to the Treasury Department, Martin filed a grievance with the labor union. Yeah, union, right? They'll protect you. That represents U.S. Treasury employees. On February 25, the union denied his grievance. Oh, man, I'm sorry. According to an email obtained by the Free Press, Martin said he worked at the Mint for nearly 10 years before he turned whistleblower for this story. He said he is now considering legal action about his employer for discrimination. I've tried to hold out as long as possible to give people the opportunity to do the right thing, and I think that's commendable, Martin told him. My agency showed no respect for my service nor me as a person, Martin wrote in his formal complaints, and I'm not sure where my career will go from here. That's pretty sad. Folks, what do you think? Wow, huh? I mean, that's incredible. There's a lot of people's lives that are being affected by this, good and bad, right? It's really quite incredible. That makes me think of a Bible verse, and you know I'd go there. So let's go to the +1. This is a Bible verse saying Proverbs 14:34. Charity will uplift a nation, but the kindness of a regime is a sin. Well, if we're going to wrap our head around that, what I think that means is that it's a sin for regimes to rob from one group in order to dispense kindness to the other groups, right? We should treat everybody equally and fairly, right? Equally, fairly, the same, right? Yeah, I would think so. Now let's bounce over here to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is 4 Sticks, Led Zeppelin. Oh yeah, you know you like that stuff. Now with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Now if you want to spend a little dig, help support the channel, keep these videos keep coming out each and every single day, well, just spend $1.99 a month. That's right, for membership, it's $1.99 a month. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee. That's it. It's not bad. Or you can make a donation here, or you can go to the store, and there's some awesome coin roll hunting mats there that you should check out, or some nice t-shirts with Son of a Silver Stacker logos, the beanies, the hoodies. Stacker out.